Do you see it? No? Look a little closer.
Ta-da!
Wow, you've got really great eyesight. You guessed it. I have this big empty wall, but today we're gonna fill it. A place where art meets memory, and every poster is a portal. What if it all works out? It flips the usual script. Instead of asking what could go wrong, it asks, what if it doesn't? I've seen this quote designed on different posters, and they're usually sitting on top of newspapers such as the New York Times or the Chicago Times. But I have a different idea. Coupons. Remember those thin, colorful sheets that showed up in your mailbox like an uninvited guest at Thanksgiving? I thought about what this question means to me. To me, it's a survival mantra. I grew up with just me and my mom. We didn't have an excessive amount of things, but what we always had was food. And a whole lot of coupons. Probably why I ended up going to school for food science and nutrition before graphic design. Because to me, that's what hope looked like. It looked like my mom telling me I could do and be anything. Because what if it all works out? Thanks, Mom. So for this portal, I didn't use fancy paper. I used something that helped carry us through. I wonder if I still have any. Now that we have that out the way, I started sorting through each one, looking at scale and size of the prices and pictures, as I didn't want them to overpower the text, but I still wanted them to read as cute. I got to work. I cut out the bits I wanted, scanned them into my phone, and then took them to Photoshop. I decided to go with one that had smaller items listed. I still wanted to keep it black and white to make it feel somewhat like a newspaper. And of course, we have to make it look like it's been stuffed at the bottom of Mom's purse all crumpled up. I love this photo because it still has crumbs left on the surface. Always to remind you, you can never go too far without a good snack. Now that we have our texture, it's time to work on the typography. After trying a few different styles, I liked this bold one. I wanted the words to be a bit scattered and chaotic, as life is not linear and things aren't always as you expect them to be. I played on the Gestalt principle of emphasis and added some color to the question mark. And I wanted the text to look a little bit more hand-drawn, so I changed it just a bit. Lastly, what's a coupon without some cut lines? And just like that, this portal closes. Now, I don't know about you, but after a long day of work, school, and after-school dance recitals, there's only one thing I needed to say as soon as I got home. I would fling the door open, drop my backpack, and growl one thing.
What's for dinner?
This next portal is a tribute to that daily scene. It's typography-based, loud, bold, and very hungry. And it actually reminded me of those peanut heads from the Proud Family, which was one of my favorite shows growing up. So I knew this one was the one. After making some adjustments, I noticed there was a little gap in between the words. And who better to fill it than the woman behind the spatula herself. Last but not feast. In this one, I wanted something simple and delicious. Do you see a theme here? I was inspired by this "Oh Hi" poster. It's fun, easy, and minimal. I wanted the I to look like it was cut out of the bottom of the H, and by the time I got to the O, I noticed something very weird. It's actually a donut. I wonder who did that. And no donut is complete without sprinkles and crumbs, so I added those in too. Just some last finishing touches. I know, you're probably thinking, these posters are great and all, but what about the rest of the empty wall? I'm glad you asked. I wanted to procreate and started sketching out some design and builds around the posters, and I came up with, I am creating a moss wall. If you want to see how that build goes and the final poster reveal, check out this next video right here.